Right, so in this tutorial, I want to show us how to make these designs on the screen. Now, you can see that the designs are going from the armhole area all the way to the navel, to the chest, down to the other side. So this could be done either from the right to the left or from the left to the right, anyhow you want to do it. Now, before we get into that, I want to let you know that there are two types of this. There are the one you do a bolder pleat, or the one you do tusk, or a tiny pleat. So both of them are good, but the one I am going to show you in this video is or are the tiny pleats. The major thing here is for you to understand how these things are formed, how it's being done perfectly without any stress, and also learn how to cut out the fabric layer in order for you to have a perfect job done. So without wasting much of time, let's get into the main drafting proper. So mates, so we are trying to learn, see how this can be cut, this lovely outfit with this little pleats or tusk. Then if this video sounds like what you want to learn, don't forget to watch to the very end, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. So tell me where you're watching from, so I will take you through the processes of how this stuff can be easily achieved. Believe you me, you can do this after watching this video. But just do me a favor by giving me a thumbs up, like this video, drop a heart emoji, and tell me where you are watching from. So let's get down to the main video proper. Yeah, the first thing you need to know is how to cut out the fabric you need for that. Now, the person chest I am working with is a chest of 38. So I make sure that I have more than the width of my fabric and also more than the top length. So let me cross check. Now, this guy's top length we have is a top length of 31. So 31 inch here, as you can see. Then even though you add 4 inches, it's 35. So we have extra 3 inches as well. And still depends on the number of pleats you want to do at the side. So the number of pleats you have, add it to the length of the top so that it doesn't shrink or compress. And also note importantly that you must cut the fabric in this square form first before you start making anything you want to do. So the chest as well, we have the chest of 38, 9.5 inch width, then 1.5 inch extra allowance. So here I have up to 7 inches extra on that both sides, 3.5 on both sides. So this is what I want to do. Now, you're not going to cut the armhole or the neck yet. You are going to leave it as a block fabric. Then you have to decide, where do you want the pleat to come from this armhole or from this other armhole? That's where do you want it to tilt? Is it going to tilt this way, you get, or is it going to tilt the other way around? So the best way for it to tilt is from here, because the pockets will be placed somewhere here. If you put it here, it might obstruct your pockets and it will make the design to go almost one side, because this design might coincide with the pocket. So it's advisable that you push it to go this other way round, and don't make it to tilt much, just somewhere in the angle 45 degrees. You can now push it up or push it down. So now let's get to the point where we want it to be. So now the gauge you get to this point is the point where the flap will end, because the flap might not really need to come across it. So you measure, you assume the neck depth of 3 inches and the flap of 13, right? So you push it down, you get. So you might do your flap 14, 15 or down, or 14, you push it down. So this is the gauge for you to know where it will come from. So once you have gotten this range, then you take a chalk and mark these points. You get, as in you just mark that point. Then you make sure you bring it out to at the point where this will lap. So you just gauge this, the neck of 3 inches depth, and then from that neck depth we assume the flap 13 inches is what I have. Then I'm ending it here. You get. So once you have gotten to this stage now, so this is what we have. Then, if you are doing the border pleats, you are going to gum at the back, like with haystay. Please, not material gum, haystay, that light one. Gum at the back that way, right? Gum at the back this way. So that gum will help the border pleat to sit properly. That same point, you mark your chalk. You gum like 4 inches, 5 inches all across where the pleat will come on. That if you're doing the border pleat. So what do I mean by border pleat? Border pleat is when the folding is pronounced like big enough like this. But the one I'm doing is the smaller one. So how do I do that? Hold this tip and hold this tip and iron. Hold this angle 45 degrees, just like this. You iron. So once you have gotten to this stage, you iron out properly all through this way. So this is my steam iron. I've just on it now. So you iron. You iron all through this way. So you iron. So this ironing you have done now will be your guide to push your to create your thoughts or your pleats. However, please note, if you are doing the border pleat, please gum this one or gum the underneath with your hairstay, the lightest of it, the hairstay, like 4 inches, not the whole panel, just that region. So now I have ironed this. So I'll take this to my machine, look at it, and then I will start doing my tops. So I will use this as a guide, do the first one, and then pleat again, and do the numbers or the any amount of pleats I want to do. So by so doing, as you're doing your pleats, this fabric will be shortening, it will be coming up. You get. So by the time you do like 3, 4, 5, it will correspond with whatever length you want to use. So this is how you create your talk, right? So let's get to the machine as well to do it. All right, so here we want to start the pleats process. Now you have seen the place I ironed, and while doing this, please make sure you use the same thread. Please, the threading is also very essential so that everything will lap. So you place it at the tip right here. Remember that we are not doing the boat pleats. If we are doing the boat pleat, we have sewn the machine footer size. The machine footer size is the measurement you use, to create it. But since you're doing the smallest one, so you stitch at the tip. And the reason I prefer this one is because it tends to, stand strong, and it's very, very, it gives you that perfect finishing. If you learn this very well, you can do it at any time. So you pleat all through this way. You pleat all through this way. So all these things, you must make sure you gently do this, right? So you will now do as many as you want, depends on the allowance you added. So this is the first one, look at it. You see that? So you now keep creating. So be in mind that the down parts, this is down part, the down area. So you will create like downwards this way. Or if you notice that the value of the fabric left is much, you can create more here and create more here. You get. So anyhow you want to do it, but this is the placement. So you also consider that the flap has been considered as well. So you fold again. You fold again this way. And then the gap between the first pleat and the second pleat will be the size of your machine footer. Right? The gap between the first pleat and the second pleat is the size of your machine footer. So you hold it firmly, just like this, and then you sew. You get ahead. This is how you create it. So with this now, you achieve a perfect split effect that will be even. Because one of the problems most people do have is not having an even pleat effect. So once your pleating is perfectly created, this is what it will be like. This is how it will be like. So gently, don't be in a haste. Just create them gently. So here I have created 5 of the pleats. Look at it. That's a method. You see that? So this is very, very fine. So the reason I prefer this one is that it's simple and nice. Look at how detailed it is. So I will now go and iron from the back to make sure it's properly relaxed. So let's go and iron, and then I will show you the finishing as well. So here you start the ironing process. So you iron from the back. You get, so you bring the ironing board, which will make it a whole lot easier for you. The ironing board is what you will use. Then place it this way. Gently, you iron. So when you take your time, you iron from the back first. It will straighten the rumples or the squeeze. So this one does not need to be gummed. After you have ironed this one now, you can now come and start putting your cutting your armhole, your neckline, your shoulder, and everything. So this is how you will do it. So you carefully, gently do all of this. You carefully do all of this ironing. So when you finish this ironing now, the next you will do, like I said, is to now place and start doing your drafting. So still be watching. Please watch the very end so you understand how this. Look at it. You see that? So this is just perfect. So you iron out. You use your iron tip and then keep on straightening these things. So you will just arrange them so that it will lap properly. You carefully arrange them. You arrange them. So push them in one direction, right? So you push them in one direction. 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 So it goes all through this way. So look at it. You see that? So this is how you carefully run this. So carefully do this. So this is how beautiful this can look. Now after you have ironed to your satisfaction, then you also don't forget that you will place this where the down part will also be that way. Look at it. And then you fold. This is the down part and this is the armhole region. So because of the flap point, then you now fold to your desired chest value. So the chest is 38, right? So 38 by 4 is 9.5. So you measure 9.5 plus extra 2 inches. So it's better off that the fabric is much or excess so that you don't have shortage of fabric, right? So it's better off that the fabric is much, that you don't have shortage of fabric. So you carefully you iron them out. I just on this thing now. So you push them. You see how it's lapping, right? See how it's lapping. Look at it. So this is what you do gently. You don't need to be in a haste. So you see the reason why I prefer steam iron. So I will tell people to always get steam iron. Steam iron makes your work to be like industrial sewing, like Not makes it look like it is already because of steamer, right? So it gives you that professional finishing. Though they have the footer they use in doing this, so if you have the footer, fine. I think the footer is better off. But if you don't have the footer, you can still do it this method I am using, and it will still give you the same results. Once you are good in controlling your machine and everything you have to sew. So this is it. So this is how you control this. So once you have gotten, look at how beautiful this is. See? So look at how beautiful this looks. So now for us to now cut the chest value, you now fold with the chest measurement by 4. So the chest is 38 divided by 4 is 9.5. So you gently get to this point. 38 is 9.5. You mark 9.5 plus extra 2 inches. So we have gotten our folding perfectly done. Then you iron. You must iron your clothes when you are sewing so that it also helps you to relax everything you are doing. You iron then before you now start your marking processes. So this is the sewing, right? So let's now do the marking. So for the marking process, you place your fabric just like this. Then cross-check your measurements, so which I told us. So you have your top length plus extra 4 inches. So top length. So let's just take the whole 37, right? So now, in some cases, there are other formulas I used in getting armhole, especially when I'm making some unique outfits or some outfits that I need to have this detailed finishing. So now, 38 by 4 is 9.5. So 9.5 from here, 9.5. You see that it's entering the armhole exact. So now remember I told us that 3/4 you minus 1. So we are doing 3/4 is 8.5 for our armhole. So with the help of your tools, which I have encouraged us to get, so you hold your tools, you bring out your tools, and then mark out your lines, just like this, and then you mark 9.5, which is 38. Then extra 1.5 or 2, depends on what you want to add. Then the shoulder is 17, 8.5 plus half, 9. Then tilt your ruler your tape in this form, mark this way, and then you slant by 2.5, the shoulder slope, 2.5. Then the neck we have is 16, so 2 1/4 by 2.8, just like this. Mark in this form. You also mark it in this form. You mark in this form. And then connect from here to this point. Then tilt your rule to go in 1/2 inch inwards. And then use your armhole curve. Place just like this. So 1/2 inch this way, just like this, and then neck depth, neck curve, just this way. You see, right? Then you bring out the sides, just from here. Bring out the sides. Then you now decide on the opening. Remember, you have 4 inches here for the hemming. When your baseline has been marked out, already I have taught you how to mark regular senator now, so that you can make do with that. This is just to show you how to cut out that stuff. So here 6 inches for the side opening. Then you cut it out. So I want to show you what it looks like. So you carefully cut the neck circumference, cut the neck circumference, cut the shoulder points, then you cut your armhole region, you cut your armhole region this way, and then you cut this one as well, you cut this one as well, you cut here as well, you also cut this other area as well, then cut out your baseline, cut out your baseline just like this. So look at the beauty, look at the beautiful thing we have created. Look at it. This is how lovely this is. You see, see how beautiful it is. Well positioned, well programmed, and well, planned. It's not something that you can do with just gazing. You must calculate it from beginning so that everything will sit properly how it should. You see, and on no account should you cut the neck, armhole before you do this. You will spoil the work. You must do this first before you cut the neck and armhole. By so doing, you'll be able to position these things on the armhole and anywhere you want it to be. So thanks for watching. If this video is interesting, please give me a thumbs up, comment, drop a heart emoji, and tell me where you're watching from. Bye bye for now.